ready to talk about husband number 2. So, if you remember from husband number 1, I got married, didn't have a discussion with my then husband, and he didn't want kids, and I did, so we got divorced. So, several years went by. I dated, a couple of guys, and, it went well, and then some didn't, how it is. Met a terrific guy. He was everything that I said that I wanted until I got it. I wasn't mature enough, honestly, to be able to handle the love that he was giving me. I said I wanted somebody to look at me and like they could sop me up with a biscuit, and he did. Somebody that was able to financially take care of me, and I don't mean that I wouldn't contribute, but that they were bringing something to the table. Remember, me and my former ex-husband wasn't even able to afford rent. We had to keep the roommate. Had to keep the roommate in there with us. So, needless to say, that'll give you a little insight. So that's why I say able to support a family. But because he wasn't a bad boy. I'm gonna just be honest. He wasn't a bad boy. He was very white collared. Probably, honestly, the best thing that had happened to me as far as a relationship. But my mom liked him, and because she liked him, I didn't. I'm just being honest. I married every man that my mama didn't like. So, listen to your mama. So anyway, I decided that I was going to just kind of lay back for a while, and that's what I did. So, husband number 2, I met him on my job. I was working at an airline as a reservationist, and he was in maintenance. And so we met, we would go out. It would be me and him and his best friend, and we would go out after. We both worked second shift, so we would go out afterwards. Now, this one is going to be long, so this one may have a part 2 if it gets too long. We were inseparable, but that was back when they had pagers. So when I would page him, he would call me. Now, he told me he didn't have a cell phone or a house phone because, once again, I ain't have no business dating nobody because it didn't even sound right now. But he said that he was going to school full-time, working full-time, so that's why he didn't have a home phone. Most people had a landline back then, but he didn't have one because he was never there, and he didn't feel like he should be spending money on something that wasn't going to, really help him, So if I called, I would page him, and he would call me back. Never had a problem. Didn't realize that this man was living with his baby mama. And can you guess what her name was? You're right, Pam. So he couldn't even get the name wrong, because even if he, normally if they doing something wrong, men and women do it. Hey, babe. No, even if he said Pam, he was still going to be okay, because guess what? Both of our names were Pam. They had a daughter, and didn't know about any of them. I knew that this man had 2 children from his first wife, and that's all I knew. Now, hindsight being 2020, do not marry anybody that you have not met their people. I did. Okay? We dated. He finished school, and he was going to South Carolina for his job. Now, I am not, this does not bring me This does not bring me joy telling y'all this part, but I gave him an ultimatum. I was not, first of all, the man never asked me to move. I was working at the airline. There was a job that somebody said, oh, it's in the same city that he's in or he's going to. So I applied. Never did ask him. Never. I just applied and got the job. Okay. So now I tell him thinking he's going to be excited. And I'm not saying he wasn't excited, but I think he was like, dude, could you not let me go down there and get settled? And, so I was kind of taking over being the man. Let's just call it what it is. I was taking over being the man, made the decision, did not wait for him to ask me to even go. And I told him, I said, I'm not moving without being engaged. That's ridiculous. And I should not have even put in for the job without being engaged, probably married, but okay, I did it. So he proposed, we moved to South Carolina. Everybody, including my mother, including my best friend, thought I was psycho because I was going full-time. I was working full-time at the airline, but the new job was part-time. But I was in love. I loved it, him. He was about 6 years older than me. No, 7 years older than me. And so it was perfect. So we got married. We moved. I didn't know anybody. I met one of his co-workers' wife. She kind of took me under her wing. We planned a wedding. We married in February, and in December, we moved to, no, we didn't move. We moved into our house, and then we went to Tennessee to meet his family. We had decided that for Christmas, we weren't going to buy each other anything because we just bought a house, and we were only going to buy stuff for his 2 kids. His sister was sick, and we may have to take her kids. I didn't have any kids, but I loved kids, so I was okay. And, I'm a ride or die wife, so, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Stick around for part 2.